2440. Gene Powell Pasture-Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to WOCA Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz on a Friday morning. We're coming to you live from the studios of WOCA Radio, just off the runway at the Ocala International Airport here in the brick city, beautiful Ocala, Florida. And you know, as people start to spend more time away from home, going back to school and work, people are starting to get out and travel more. They're going to social gatherings. Well, the whole family is facing a change in routines. And I know this better than most because my family consists of me, my wife, my 4 dogs, and my 1 cat. Pets thrive on predictability. They get used to, like, my dogs know it. They know when it's 6:30 in the morning and 5:30 in the afternoon because that's when food hits the floor. They know this. Well, as you change the routine, pets don't really get it sometimes, and it causes them issues. Darris Cooper is on the phone with us from Petco. He's going to talk to us about some of the changes we might need to think about so we don't create anxiety with our pets. Darris, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning. Glad to be with you.
You know, I'm 55, so I don't have any children. My children consist of 3 rescue dogs, a rescue cat, and a dog that I got from a litter that I just like, miniature dachshunds. And they expect a certain timetable. Like, they know that my wife leaves at 10 o'clock in the morning, so just before she leaves, they go out to use the bathroom. They know I get home from the radio about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so they know it's time to go to the bathroom. They know that food hits the floor at 6:30 in the morning and 5:30 in the afternoon. They know when their time is for that. They know when we're coming home. So, you know, you can see on the babysitter cams and all, they're standing by the front door or the garage door around the time we get home, around 5 o'clock, because they're expecting that. With everybody going back to work, we've all been home for 18, 19 months. With everybody going back to work, people seem to forget their pets are used to the owners being there now, and this could cause anxiety, right?
Yeah, you know, you're so spot on. And, you know, one thing I will tell you, and you called it out just now, you know, our pets really thrive with predictability and routine. And really, to your point, they're like little computers taking in everything. And honestly, pet mental health is something that really isn't often talked about when we start talking about our fur babies at home. And then, of course, as you mentioned, with more time of folks leaving the house, this can certainly impact our pets' behaviors and their mental health. Now, of course, you know, you're going to hear separation anxiety and social anxiety with people, but you'll actually find, Tom, that it's actually really common with pets, especially right now during this transition. Now, if you think about separation anxiety with pets, it's actually classified as a medical disorder, and it can be triggered from a major life change. So Tom, like you said, you know, if the parents are leaving to go to work for the first time after a year and a half, if not properly, transitioned well, this can directly impact pets' mental, physical, and emotional health. And social anxiety, just like with people, it can be very common with pets if they haven't had a chance to properly be exposed to the outside world.
You know, our dog Milo, we gave him his 4th birthday yesterday. He had the puppy ice cream, you know, the bacon and cheese flavored ice cream, and we got him some beef hearts as a treat to put in their food and everything. You know, it was a nice day for him yesterday. But 2.5 years ago, my wife moved to this area, and she went to work for a place that she was working 12, 14-hour days after being with Milo as a puppy. Where, you know, regularly she went to work at 12, 14-hour days. When I first met my wife, there were some issues in her house, and I go, what in the world is wrong with you have these 5 holes in the sheetrock down about a foot off the ground. What, are you kicking the walls or something? She goes, no, that was Milo's separation anxiety. He chewed the walls and chewed the carpet and everything when I wasn't home was separation anxiety. They had to go get medication and everything for him. It's a real, people don't think it's a real thing, but it's a real thing for pets, separation anxiety and getting out of their routine. It's almost like kids have ADHD, dogs have ADHD, and they need a routine. And when you kick that routine out, they react to it.
You're spot on. And, one thing that I'll challenge all of your listeners to think about is when we think about destructive behavior, when we're talking about an emotional-based response like from separation anxiety, maybe 5-6 years ago you walk into your house and see, to your point, ripped up magazines or carpet dug out. Pet parents might have said that was a bad dog, but one thing I'll challenge all pet parents to think about is dogs are doing the best that they can to cope with such a high level of stress. Chewing and digging, those are calming and mechanisms for dogs to soothe themselves. So, in many cases, it's really all about setting your dog up to be successful inside of the home, and of course, training is going to be really important. And of course, I'm always going to recommend that veterinary care is paramount because we want to ensure that there aren't any underlying health issues with our pets. So before the training process even begins, we want to make sure there's a veterinarian involved, especially if we know for sure the dog has separation anxiety.
We're talking with Darris Cooper. He is an expert in animal behavior. Let me ask you this, Darris. Does it help? Because we seem to have saw, and we did this just because I came into the relationship with 2 dogs. My wife had 1 dog, and I had a cat, and then we got a 4th dog, a basset hound. But now as we're seeing our routine where we're both out of the home more and we're going back and forth to work, we're not seeing near the signs of anxiety because she went from a only child household to where he was destroying the carpet, eating the sheetrock and everything, to now we have 5 children, 4 dogs, and a cat. We don't see the anxiety near as much. Is that because they have each other and they have playmates and everything, so that helps with the anxiety?
Right, so that's a really, really good question, and that's actually a really common myth out there. There's a lot of folks that actually will get another dog to help cheer their dog's separation anxiety. I can tell you, I know a pet parent who had 1 dog with separation anxiety, so she got her puppy a friend and continued adding on, and to the point where she had 5 dogs in her house, and all 5 actually had separation anxiety. So it's pretty crazy, right? And, one thing that I would tell everyone, that separation anxiety, social anxiety, it's a really complex conversation. It's a really complex behavioral solution as well. But, of course, at the end of the day, if we're able to look at the dog that's right in front of us, understand that each one of your fur babies at home, and it sounds like you have a few, and you sound like an awesome pet parent, and you probably know each one of them are individuals. So the approach is always going to be unique to that individual dog or animal. And, of course, the great thing about working as a trainer, of course, we have Petco locations all across the country, now virtually as well, where we actually offer a free seminar that's actually going to run through September called Well-Adjusted Dog that really gives pet parents the know-how to really understand and help to decipher the behaviors that they're actually seeing in their home.
I always say Petco, where the pets go. It's one of my favorite stores to take my dogs because they can go shopping on their own. So, they choose what they want to eat and everything, what they want to get at Petco. I love the store. But one of the things I don't love is the dogs, as we leave, and this may be an anxiety thing, as we leave, the last person out the door, we have a 10-year-old Rottweiler boxer mix, that he's the alpha of the group. Then we have 2 4-year-olds, a boxer shepherd mix, and a full-blooded basset hound. They're 4-year-old. We have a 10-year-old miniature dachshund who, they're dachshunds. They just beat to their own drum. But every time we leave now in the last couple of weeks, the 2 4-year-olds will come right to the dog bed where the 10-year-old alpha is sitting, and they will bark and raise Cain with him. Now, he doesn't bother with him. He's like, whatever. But are they doing that as an anxiety thing because we're leaving and they're coming up to him and, voicing their opinion on where they're going or something like that? Because it just seems like it's started since we started going back to work where the 2 4-year-olds will come after the 10-year-old now, and it's something that I've talked to the vet about. He said it could be pet anxiety.
Yeah, it very certainly can be. And, one thing I can tell you as a trainer, as a behavioral expert, it's so very important that we look at the entire picture, right? I could look at, the one behavior of the puppy going over to interact with your older pup and say, it could be this, but There are so many things we have to look at. We have to look at the learning history of the dog. We have to look at, the body language of the dog. What are we actually seeing? And, one thing I can tell you, even as a trainer who's been doing this for so long, it can be, understanding and interpreting dog body language is an art and a skill that I'm forever crafting. So I can only imagine if there's a new pet parent out there saying, what is exactly am I seeing here? And so I'm always going to recommend, if you ever have questions, that's the perfect time to reach out to one of our Petco certified dog trainers. And again, they offer these classes both in-store and online. And, one really thing I want to call out right now is that, you talked about, these behaviors taking place inside of your home. The great thing about actually our training program, we have our online trainers that actually work with you via Zoom. And so they can actually see the behaviors taking place in real time and then give proper behavior recommendations and solutions for you.
Telehealth helps the humans. I wouldn't see why telehealth would help the canines and the cats as well. Hey, tell people where they can go if they want to find out more information about how they can help their fur babies along. Give them more information where they can go find, on the internet or at Petco where they can find out more information.
Absolutely, Tom. Yeah, this has just been an awesome interview, by the way. Great way to start my morning. So for folks who are looking to take their training journey and learn more about pet mental health and all the signs and symptoms of separation and or social anxiety, they can head over to our website at petco.com/mental health. And again, that free seminar is actually going to be running through the end of September.
Darris Cooper, thanks so much for joining us, and thanks so much for giving us a little insight into what our fur babies may be going through as we go back to work and back to school and back to normalcy.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure. Have a great day, sir.
Have a great weekend. We'll be right back after this timeout. You listen to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's